I am is one of the most profound and powerful declarations found in spiritual teachings, particularly in the Bible. In Exodus 3:14, when Moses asked God for his name, God responded, "I am that I am." This statement holds deep meaning, indicating that God is eternal, self-existent, and unlimited. Unlike names that define or limit a being to a certain identity, I am signifies pure being, existence without restrictions, and the ultimate creative power. The phrase I am is not just a name, but an affirmation of divine consciousness. It represents the presence of God within every individual, signifying that divinity is not separate from us, but is woven into our very essence. Whenever we use I am, we are invoking the creative force of the universe, shaping our reality through our words and beliefs. The teachings of Neville Goddard emphasize this truth, highlighting that whatever follows I am becomes a command to our subconscious mind, manifesting in our lives as our experience. Words carry immense power, and I am is the most powerful of all. When we declare I am healthy, I am prosperous, or I am blessed, we affirm these states as our reality, aligning ourselves with the divine force that brings them into being. Conversely, when we use I am negatively, such as I am unlucky or I am not good enough, we unknowingly invite those conditions into our lives. Understanding the power of this declaration allows us to become conscious creators of our destiny rather than passive recipients of circumstance. Faith plays a crucial role in the power of I am. Jesus emphasized in Mark 11:24, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." This aligns with the idea that we must not just speak our desires, but feel them as already fulfilled. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between reality and imagination. It simply accepts what we consistently affirm and feel to be true. If we persist in declaring and believing in positive I am statements, our external world will eventually reflect them. The concept of I am also transcends religious boundaries, as many spiritual traditions recognize the power of self-awareness and affirmation. In Hindu philosophy, the phrase Tattivam Asi, meaning thou art that, conveys the idea that the divine is within each individual. Similarly, in Sufism, the belief in the oneness of God and self-realization through divine love echoes the power of I am. Across cultures and teachings, the message remains the same. We are connected to the divine source, and our words, thoughts, and beliefs shape our reality. One of the most transformative realizations about I am is that it shifts our perspective from separation to unity. Instead of seeing God as an external force, we begin to understand that God is within us, working through us. This realization removes feelings of powerlessness, replacing them with confidence and faith in our ability to shape our lives. When we affirm, I am strong, we are not merely stating a wish, but aligning ourselves with the divine strength that already exists within us. The power of I am is also deeply connected to gratitude. When we say, I am grateful for my blessings, we cultivate an attitude that attracts more abundance into our lives. Gratitude acknowledges that we already possess what we seek, reinforcing our faith and drawing even greater blessings. By consistently practicing affirmations of gratitude, we shift our focus from lack to abundance, from fear to trust, and from doubt to certainty. Living in the awareness of I am requires mindfulness. Every day, we must be conscious of how we speak about ourselves and our lives. Instead of saying, I am tired, we can affirm, I am full of energy and vitality. Instead of declaring, I am struggling, we can say, I am overcoming challenges with ease and strength. This shift in language not only transforms our thoughts, but also impacts our emotions and actions, leading to real change. A practical way to incorporate the power of I am into daily life is through affirmations and visualization. Each morning, take a few moments to declare powerful I am statements with conviction. Close your eyes and visualize yourself embodying these statements. Feel the emotions associated with them as if they are already your reality. This practice rewires the subconscious mind, reinforcing positive beliefs that manifest into tangible experiences. Understanding that I am is the name of God empowers us to recognize our divine nature and creative ability. It reminds us that we are not victims of fate, but co-creators of our destiny. The key is to use this power wisely, speaking only what we want to experience and rejecting thoughts that do not serve our highest good. Through faith, intention, and persistence, we can use I am to align ourselves with God's divine plan and manifest a life of abundance, peace, and joy. Words hold immense power. They are not merely sounds or symbols, but creative forces that shape our reality. Every word we speak carries energy, influencing our thoughts, emotions, and the experiences we attract. The way we talk about ourselves and our circumstances programs our subconscious mind, setting the course for our lives. This is why it is essential to be mindful of our words, choosing them with intention and purpose. The Bible states in Proverbs 18:21, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." This verse highlights the dual nature of words. They can either uplift and create or tear down and destroy. When we speak positively, we align ourselves with growth, success, and blessings. When we speak negatively, we reinforce limitations and struggles. Our words serve as affirmations that our subconscious mind absorbs, ultimately shaping our reality. Every time we say, "I can't," "I am not good enough," "I always fail," we are programming our minds to accept these statements as truth. The subconscious does not differentiate between what is real and what is merely spoken repeatedly. It simply accepts whatever we tell it. Over time, these negative affirmations manifest in our lives, reinforcing the very limitations we wish to escape. Conversely, when we declare, "I am capable," "I am worthy," "I am strong," we build a foundation of confidence and success. Science supports this idea through the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated thoughts and experiences. When we use positive words and affirmations consistently, we strengthen neural pathways that support success, resilience, and happiness. Negative words, on the other hand, reinforce pathways of doubt, fear, and failure. This means that by changing the way we speak, we can literally reprogram our minds for a better life. Beyond personal transformation, our words also influence those around us. The way we speak to others affects their emotions, confidence, and self-perception. Encouraging words can uplift someone, instilling hope and motivation. While this is why it is essential to speak with kindness, using words that inspire, heal, and empower. Children in particular are deeply influenced by the words they hear. A child who is constantly told, "You are smart, you are capable, you can achieve anything," grows up believing in their potential. In contrast, a child who hears, "You are not good enough, you will never succeed," internalizes these beliefs, carrying them into adulthood. Our words shape not only our own lives, but also the lives of those we interact with. The law of attraction further emphasizes the power of words. This principle states that whatever we focus on, whether positive or negative, expands in our lives. When we continuously speak about problems, struggles, and lack, we attract more of the same. But when we speak about abundance, opportunities, and blessings, we draw positive experiences toward us. This is why gratitude affirmations are so powerful. Saying, "I am grateful for the good in my life," shifts our focus from what is missing to what is present, creating more reasons to be thankful. Many successful individuals credit their achievements to the power of words. They practice daily affirmations, carefully choosing words that align with their goals and aspirations. Instead of saying, "I hope I succeed," they declare, "I am successful." Instead of saying, "I will try," they affirm, I am doing it. This shift in language reinforces confidence and determination, setting the stage for achievement. A practical way to harness the power of words is through conscious self-talk. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself daily. Replace negative statements with empowering affirmations. If you catch yourself saying, "I am not good enough," immediately counter it with, "I am more than enough." If you find yourself saying, "I am always unlucky," change it to, "Blessings and opportunities come to me effortlessly." The more you repeat these positive statements, the more they become your reality. Another powerful practice is visualization combined with words. Speak your desires as if they have already manifested. Instead of saying, one day I will be happy, declare, "I am filled with joy and peace now." This not only strengthens faith, but also trains the mind to expect success and fulfillment. The words we choose can either build us up or tear us down. They can open doors or close them. They can create a life of abundance or reinforce a cycle of struggle. By being mindful of our language and intentionally using words that empower, we take control of our reality. Every word spoken is a seed planted in the subconscious mind. What we water with repetition and belief will eventually grow. Speaking with faith, gratitude, and confidence aligns us with the highest version of ourselves, allowing us to manifest the life we truly desire. Imagination is one of the most powerful faculties given to human beings, and it serves as the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the possible and the impossible. It is through imagination that God works, shaping our experiences and transforming our lives according to what we envision. Many spiritual teachings, including those of Neville Goddard, emphasize that imagination is not just a function of the mind, but the very essence of creation. Everything that exists in the physical world first existed as an idea, a vision, in someone's imagination. This means that what one consistently imagines and believes will eventually take form in reality. The Bible supports this idea in various passages, demonstrating that imagination is a key element of faith. One of the most profound scriptures that illustrate this is Mark 11:24, where Jesus says, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." This verse reveals a powerful truth. Before something manifests in the external world, one must first receive it internally in the realm of imagination. It is not enough to merely ask for something. One must see it, feel it, and believe it as already accomplished. This is the process by which God's creative power flows through the individual. The subconscious mind plays a crucial role in this process. It does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When a person repeatedly visualizes something with deep emotion and conviction, the subconscious accepts it as truth and begins working to bring it into existence. This is why both positive and negative imaginations tend to materialize. Those who constantly imagine failure, hardship, and struggle often find themselves experiencing more of the same, while those who imagine success, joy, and abundance naturally attract favorable outcomes. This demonstrates the immense responsibility that comes with the power of imagination. It must be used wisely. One of the most striking examples of imagination at work is found in the story of Abraham. God told Abraham to look at the stars and imagine his descendants as numerous as them, even though he had no children at the time. This act of visualization was a way of aligning his mind with the promise of God. By continuously seeing the fulfillment of the promise in his imagination, Abraham activated the power of faith, and in time his vision became reality. This principle remains just as powerful today. Anyone seeking transformation must first conceive it in their mind, believe it with unwavering faith, and trust that God is working through their imagination to bring it to pass. Another way imagination manifests divine power is through the concept of assumption. Neville Goddard taught that assumption hardens into fact, meaning that whatever one assumes as true in their imagination will eventually become their reality. This principle is evident in everyday life. People who assume they are confident, successful, and capable often find that the world responds to them accordingly. On the other hand, those who assume they are unworthy, unloved, or incapable find circumstances reinforcing those beliefs. This shows that God works through the assumptions one holds about themselves and their world. By deliberately choosing to assume the best, one aligns with the divine creative process. The connection between imagination and faith is also evident in Hebrews 11:01, which states, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Faith is not merely hoping for something, it is the ability to see and feel it as real before any physical evidence appears. This aligns perfectly with the function of imagination. When one imagines something with faith, they are not engaging in wishful thinking, but in an act of creation. They are partnering with God's power, bringing the unseen into the seen. This understanding shifts the way one approaches life. Challenges are no longer obstacles, but opportunities to exercise the creative force of imagination. Visualization is a practical way to engage this divine principle. By regularly taking time to close one's eyes and picture the life they desire, they are actively shaping their reality. This is why athletes, performers, and successful individuals use visualization techniques to prepare for their achievements. They see themselves excelling before they ever step onto the field or stage. The same applies to any area of life. Someone seeking financial abundance should not focus on their current lack, but should visualize themselves as already prosperous. Someone desiring love should not dwell on loneliness, but should imagine and feel the warmth of compassion. By consistently engaging in this practice, they open the door for God to work through their imagination. Gratitude also amplifies this process. When one imagines and gives thanks for something before it has physically appeared, they demonstrate unwavering faith. This accelerates manifestation because it signals to the subconscious that the desired outcome is already a reality. Saying, "Thank you, God, for my healing, for my success, for my happiness," while vividly imagining these states, creates a powerful alignment with divine creative energy. Gratitude removes doubt and solidifies faith, allowing the imagined reality to become tangible. Many people unknowingly use imagination against themselves by dwelling on fear and worst-case scenarios. This is why Jesus repeatedly emphasized faith over fear. When one imagines the worst, they are effectively praying for it, because imagination backed by emotion has a magnetic quality. It is important to recognize this and shift focus towards imagining positive, life-affirming outcomes. Instead of worrying about failure, one should imagine victory. Instead of fearing loss, one should envision abundance. By doing this, they engage in the divine act of creation, allowing God to shape their life through their thoughts. Living with an awareness of the power of imagination transforms the way one interacts with the world. Every thought and mental picture becomes intentional. Every visualization, a sacred act of faith. Instead of reacting to circumstances, one begins to create them. Instead of feeling powerless, one recognizes their role as a co-creator with God. This shift in mindset brings confidence, peace, and an unshakable trust in the divine process. God works through imagination because imagination is the language of creation. It is through seeing the unseen, believing in the impossible, and assuming the desired outcome that miracles unfold. When one understands and applies this truth, they step into their full creative potential, living a life shaped by faith, vision, and divine alignment. Faith is the key that unlocks the power of I am, the divine force within every individual. The words I am are not just ordinary statements, they are declarations of creation, directly tied to the nature of God. When Moses asked God for his name, the response was, I am that I am. Exodus 3:14. This profound revelation signifies that God is self-existent, unlimited and ever-present. Since humanity is made in the image of God, the I am power resides within every person, waiting to be activated through faith. Without faith, this power remains dormant. But when faith is applied, it manifests in tangible ways, shaping reality according to one's beliefs. Faith is not just hope or wishful thinking. It is absolute certainty in things unseen. Hebrews 11:01 defines faith as the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. This means that faith is a creative force, giving form to what exists in the unseen realm before it appears in the physical world. When someone declares, I am healthy, I am abundant, or I am successful, with unwavering faith, they align themselves with divine truth, allowing the unseen to become reality. It is not merely speaking words, but believing in them so deeply that they must manifest. Doubt is the greatest barrier to activating the I am power. Jesus consistently emphasized the necessity of faith without doubt. In Mark 11:23, he said, if anyone says to this mountain, be removed and cast into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says will happen, it will be done for him. This reveals that spoken words combined with belief have the power to change circumstances. However, if doubt enters, the power is neutralized. Faith must be unwavering, fully trusting in the unseen rather than relying on external conditions. The subconscious mind plays a crucial role in this process. It accepts whatever is repeatedly affirmed and believed as true, whether positive or negative. Those who declare, I am weak, I am poor, or I am unlucky, reinforce these conditions in their lives. Conversely, those who affirm, I am strong, I am wealthy, or I am favored, reprogram their minds to attract those very experiences. This is why self-talk and internal dialogue are so critical. Every I am statement is a seed planted in the subconscious, which eventually bears fruit. One of the most powerful examples of faith activating the I am power is found in the story of the woman with the issue of blood, Mark 5:25-34. She had suffered for 12 years, trying every remedy without success. But she said within herself, if I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole. Her faith was so strong that the moment she acted on it, she was healed instantly. Jesus did not initiate the miracle. Her own faith activated it. This demonstrates that when one declares something with conviction and takes action based on that belief, the power of I am is released. Visualization is another tool that strengthens faith. The mind cannot distinguish between an event vividly imagined and one experienced in reality. This is why great athletes, performers, and successful individuals practice visualization. By repeatedly seeing themselves achieving their goals, they align their subconscious with success. The same principle applies spiritually. If a person wants to activate the I am power for abundance, they must see themselves already living in prosperity. If they desire healing, they must picture themselves strong and healthy. The more vividly and consistently this is practiced, the stronger the faith becomes. Gratitude also amplifies faith. When someone thanks God in advance for something not yet seen, they demonstrate true belief, saying, thank you, God, that I am already healed, or thank you that I am already successful, strengthens the faith connection. Gratitude shifts the focus from lack to fulfillment, reinforcing the reality of the desired state. This practice removes doubt and fear, allowing divine power to flow without resistance. Words alone are not enough. Faith must be expressed through action. James 2:17 states, faith without works is dead. If a person declares, I am prosperous, but continues to act from a mindset of lack, their actions contradict their faith. True faith compels action in alignment with belief. Those who declare, I am confident, must walk, talk, and carry themselves as confident individuals. Those who affirm, I am favored, must expect opportunities and act accordingly. Faith transforms words into reality through consistent thought, belief, and action. Many people struggle with faith because they rely too heavily on external circumstances. They believe in abundance only when they see money, or in healing only when symptoms disappear. But true faith requires belief before any evidence appears. This is the test of faith, remaining steadfast in the declaration of I am, even when physical reality seems to contradict it. The moment a person surrenders to doubt, they cancel their manifestation. However, if they persist, knowing that the unseen is just as real as the seen, the power of I am will eventually materialize in their lives. Children exemplify pure faith. They believe without question, accepting what they imagine as real. This is why Jesus said, "Unless you become like little children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven." Matthew 18:03. A child does not analyze or doubt, they simply believe. This level of faith is what activates the I am power most effectively. To manifest desires, one must have the innocent yet unwavering belief that what is declared is already true. The law of assumption, as taught by Neville Goddard, further reinforces this principle. It states that whatever a person assumes is true with faith will become their reality. This is why the phrase I am is so powerful. It is not a wish but a statement of being. When one assumes the identity of their desired state and embodies it with certainty, it must come to pass. The universe responds not to begging or hoping, but to confident declarations of being. Faith is the key that turns the potential of I am into tangible reality. It is the force that makes the unseen visible, the impossible possible. By aligning thoughts, words, and actions with faith, one unlocks the divine power within, creating a life that reflects the truth of their declarations. The moment faith becomes absolute, the transformation begins. From the beginning of time, humanity has searched for its connection to the divine, often looking outward for signs, miracles, and validation of God's presence. Yet, the truth has always been closer than many realize. The essence of every individual is not separate from God, but one with Him. This understanding transforms the way life is lived, prayers are spoken, and challenges are faced. When a person fully grasps that they are not merely creations of God, but expressions of His divine presence, everything changes. The Bible repeatedly affirms this oneness with God. One of the most profound statements comes from Jesus Himself in John 10:30. I and the Father are one. He did not say He was separate from God or merely a servant of God. He boldly declared unity with the Creator. This statement was so radical that many people of His time could not accept it. However, it was not just a declaration exclusive to Jesus. It was a truth meant for all humanity. In John 17:21, He prayed that they all may be one, as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they all may be one in us. This was not just poetic language, but a revelation of divine reality. Humanity is not distant from God, but intimately connected, inseparable from the divine source. Understanding this oneness removes fear and limitation. Many people live with the belief that God is far away, that they must struggle to reach Him, or that they must earn His presence through works. But the moment one realizes that God is not separate, but dwelling within, an entirely new perspective emerges. The limitations that seem so real begin to dissolve because divine power flows through every person. Just as a wave is not separate from the ocean but a part of it, every individual is an extension of God's presence. This means that divine wisdom, strength, and love are always accessible, not as something external, but as an inherent part of one's being. This oneness with God is most powerfully experienced in moments of silence and inner stillness. When external distractions are set aside and attention is turned inward, there is a deep awareness of something greater than the physical self. Many spiritual traditions refer to this as the inner presence, the divine spark, or the kingdom within. Jesus Himself declared in Luke 17:21, "The kingdom of God is within you." This statement removes the idea that one must search for God outside themselves. Instead, it reveals that all divine power, wisdom, and love are already present within. Because of this divine connection, the words spoken and the thoughts entertained hold. When a person declares, "I am," they are invoking the name of God, aligning themselves with divine truth. When they say, "I am strong," "I am blessed," or "I am loved," they are not merely making affirmations, they are speaking with the authority of the divine presence within them. The more one aligns their words and thoughts with this truth, the more their reality transforms to reflect it. However, the opposite is also true. When someone says, "I am weak," "I am unworthy," or "I am alone," they are denying their divine nature and reinforcing illusions of separation. Faith is the key to fully embracing this oneness with God. Doubt and fear arise when one sees themselves as separate from the divine. But when a person truly believes that they are one with God, they walk with confidence, knowing that nothing is impossible. Challenges become opportunities to express divine power, and prayers shift from pleading to declarations of truth. Instead of asking God for strength, one declares, "I am strength." Instead of seeking love, one realizes, "I am love." This is not arrogance, but the humble recognition of divine presence within. The idea of being one with God also removes the burden of striving. Many people live their lives feeling as if they must earn God's love, approval, or blessings. But if one is already one with God, there is nothing to earn, only to recognize. This understanding leads to a life of peace because there is no longer a sense of separation, guilt, or fear of divine rejection. There is only alignment with truth, a state of being in harmony with the divine nature that has always existed within. Another profound implication of this truth is that seeing oneself as one with God leads to seeing others the same way. When one recognizes that they are an extension of divine presence, it becomes clear that the same is true for everyone else. This realization dissolves judgment, hatred, and division. Love becomes the natural response to all people because one sees them not as separate individuals, but as expressions of the same divine source. This is why Jesus taught to love even enemies, because at the deepest level there is no other, only unity in God. The greatest barriers to experiencing oneness with God are limiting beliefs and conditioned thinking. Society often teaches that people are separate, small, and powerless. Many religious traditions emphasize human weakness rather than divine presence. But when these illusions are set aside, the truth remains. The divine presence is always within, never absent, never far away. Recognizing this truth does not require years of study or religious rituals. It simply requires belief. The moment a person fully accepts their oneness with God, they begin to live from a place of power, peace, and purpose. This truth is also the foundation for miraculous living. Throughout history, those who performed extraordinary acts, whether through healing, wisdom, or divine insight, did so because they understood their connection to God. Jesus himself said in John 14:12, "The works that I do, you will do also, and greater works than these will you do." He was not placing himself above humanity, but showing what is possible when one lives fully in awareness of their oneness with God. Every individual has the same potential to manifest divine power in their lives, to heal, to create, and to transform their reality. Oneness with God is not a distant goal, but a present reality. The only requirement is to awaken to it, to believe in it, and to live from it. The moment a person stops seeing themselves as separate and starts embracing their divine nature, they step into the fullness of who they truly are. Life becomes an expression of divine love, wisdom, and power. Fear disappears, doubts fade, and every moment is lived with the awareness that God is not outside, but within, always present, always guiding, always one. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It has the ability to shift perspectives, attract abundance, and multiply blessings in ways that defy logic. When a person cultivates a heart of gratitude, they align themselves with divine abundance, opening the door for even greater blessings to flow into their life. The principle is simple. What is appreciated increases. This is not just a positive mindset. It is a spiritual law that governs life. Whether one is grateful for health, relationships, opportunities, or even challenges, the act of giving thanks creates an energetic and spiritual shift that brings more to be thankful for. Many spiritual teachings, including the Bible, emphasize the power of gratitude. In 1 Thessalonians 5:18 it says, "In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God concerning you." This verse does not say to give thanks only when things are good, but in all circumstances. Gratitude is not just about being thankful when blessings are obvious. It is about recognizing the presence of divine grace even in difficult situations. When one gives thanks in all things, they move beyond temporary conditions and into a state of trust, knowing that everything is working for their highest good. Gratitude is a magnet for abundance. When someone consistently focuses on what they already have and gives thanks for it, they shift their energy from lack to abundance. Instead of dwelling on what is missing, they acknowledge the blessings already present, which creates a mindset of sufficiency. This shift in consciousness attracts even more blessings. A person who constantly complains about not having enough money, love, or success is reinforcing a mindset of scarcity. But when someone gives thanks for the money they do have, the love they experience, and the small successes they achieve, they invite more of the same into their life. One of the most powerful ways to multiply blessings is by thanking God in advance. This is an act of faith that demonstrates trust in the unseen. When Jesus performed miracles, he often gave thanks before the manifestation occurred. In John 11:41, before raising Lazarus from the dead, he said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me." He did not wait until the miracle happened. He expressed gratitude beforehand. This is a lesson in faith. When one thanks God for blessings before they appear, they demonstrate their belief that those blessings are already on the way. This act of faith accelerates manifestation because it aligns with the principle that what is believed and spoken comes to pass. Gratitude also shifts focus from problems to possibilities. Many people spend their lives focusing on what is wrong, what they lack, or what has not yet happened. This mindset keeps them trapped in negativity and limitation. But the moment a person starts focusing on what is good, what is working, and what they have already received, their energy changes. They become more open, receptive, and expectant of greater things. Even in difficult times, there is always something to be grateful for, whether it is the strength to keep going, the lessons being learned, or the people offering support. Shifting focus to gratitude transforms challenges into stepping stones for growth. Another way gratitude multiplies blessings is by strengthening relationships. When people feel appreciated, they are more likely to give, support, and love in return. A simple thank you can deepen connections, heal wounds, and create stronger bonds. This principle applies not only in personal relationships, but also in professional and spiritual life. When one expresses gratitude for mentors, friends, and even strangers, they cultivate an atmosphere of kindness and generosity, which in turn attracts more positive interactions. Gratitude fosters a cycle of giving and receiving that benefits everyone involved. Gratitude also has a profound effect on health and well-being. Scientific studies have shown that people who practice gratitude experience lower stress levels, improved immune function, and greater overall happiness. When a person focuses on what they are grateful for, their body releases positive chemicals such as dopamine and serotonin, which enhance mood and well-being. In contrast, complaining and focusing on negativity produce stress hormones that weaken the body and mind. Gratitude, therefore, is not just a spiritual practice, but a key to physical and mental health. One of the most effective gratitude practices is keeping a gratitude journal. Writing down things to be thankful for every day trains the mind to seek out the good in every situation. This simple habit rewires the brain to focus on abundance rather than lack. Even on difficult days, finding just one or two things to be grateful for can shift energy and perspective. Over time, this practice creates a deep sense of joy and fulfillment, making life feel richer and more meaningful. Another powerful practice is verbalizing gratitude. Speaking words of thanks aloud reinforces positive energy. Saying, "Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for my health," or "Thank you for the opportunities coming my way," programs the mind for abundance. The words spoken shape reality, and gratitude-filled words create a reality of blessings. Even thanking people out loud, whether a friend, a coworker, or a stranger, spreads positivity and strengthens relationships. Gratitude also deepens one's connection with God. When a person regularly thanks God for their blessings, they develop a closer relationship with the divine. They recognize that every good thing in their life is a reflection of divine love and provision. This deepens faith and trust, making it easier to surrender worries and fears. Instead of constantly asking God for things, they begin to praise Him for what has already been given and what is yet to come. This shift in attitude invites even greater blessings, as it aligns with the principle that faith and gratitude go hand in hand. The most extraordinary aspect of gratitude is that it requires no external change, only a change in perception. A person does not need more money, better circumstances, or a perfect life to be grateful. They simply need to recognize the beauty and blessings already present. When they do this consistently, they create an energetic shift that multiplies those blessings. The more they appreciate, the more they receive. The more they give thanks, the more they are given to be thankful for. Gratitude is a spiritual multiplier. It takes what is present and magnifies it. It transforms challenges into opportunities, turns small blessings into great ones, and shifts the mind from scarcity to abundance. When one lives with an attitude of gratitude, they unlock the flow of divine blessings in every area of life. They no longer feel the need to chase after things because they realize that blessings are already present and multiplying. This is the power of gratitude. It not only brings joy in the present moment, but also paves the way for even greater abundance to come.